Hi guys, it's Ana Resma, your host for this year's EP Archives. This past week I interviewed a few of our school's amazing athletes and I got an insight on how their mindset and attitude has changed during this pandemic. After hearing a few of their very inspirational answers, I hope this podcast has impacted not only athletes, but our fellow student body as well. Now I'm here with Eagle Pass High School football player David Cortez.
Hi, how's it going?
Pretty good, how are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
This interview is basically just going to consist of questions pertaining to your sport, how it's changed, and your mindset through it all.
Okay.
Since the start of the pandemic, a lot of what we know as normal has changed. What can you learn from these difficult times? For example, what would your future self retain?
My future self would probably retain the mindset that I've built throughout these past couple months. I feel like I've become a lot more focused on what I need to do right now in the moment to get better. And I feel like I can carry that mindset throughout the rest of my life, and I hope I never forget it.
And why is it important to you?
My mindset's important to me because it helps me get throughout the day, it helps me work harder, it helps me be a better person, and it helps me get to the point in my life where I want to be.
How would you feel if your season was canceled? Would you feel as if your training and conditioning was for nothing?
I understand that if the season was canceled, it's something that was no longer in our control. It's something that obviously I wouldn't have wished for, and I'm glad that we do have a season, but if it were to have come to that, I think I had already made up in my mind that everything works in mysterious ways and you have to hope that it's for a bigger purpose. So as for that, no, my conditioning and my preparation for the season would not have gone to waste. It's still best to keep in shape and to live a healthy lifestyle, and I think that's what I would have still continued doing even if there was no season. I'm aware of how the effects it can have upon the team and on my family, but I'm putting complete trust in the coaches and the measures they put forth, and let's hope that they work out and we can make it through this 6-game schedule and get the best season out.
All right, thank you, David. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you, it was a pleasure. And go Eagles, baby!
And now for our next athlete. I'm with sophomore tennis player Rocky, also known as Rogelio Reda.
Hey guys.
These next few questions are going to be pertaining to your mindset and attitude and how it's changed over the course of the pandemic.
My mindset has honestly changed so much throughout this pandemic because, I mean, let's be honest, no one really expected COVID to happen, and since it's happened, I've been, it's been hard to just be in your house all day. I've been wanting to get out, and tennis has really helped that, but also, mentally, I think everyone's going through a lot. Personally, my mom went to the hospital because she got COVID, my family had COVID, everyone but me, so it was really, in a tough spot mentally, but I feel like I was able to mature and, create my own schedules, because, when we have online school, no one's there to wake us up and, go to what classes and the online meets. So it really pushes you to, take a step and make sure that you're getting right for your future. And, in college, I'll probably have a great schedule because I'm adapting to it right now. And I'm trying to stay healthy, run in the morning, maybe at night, and just trying to make my life better even though we're in such a tough situation right now.
How would you feel if our season did get canceled? Would you feel as if our training, conditioning, and practicing were for nothing?
At the beginning, I'd be honest. I'd be really upset. I'd be mad and pissed because we were one game away from going to playoffs, and as a freshman, I never really got to show anybody how good I was or how much I really trained and put effort into tennis. So as my sophomore year, I'd be like, I can't really show anybody what I've been able to do. But you have to realize it in a bigger, from a different point of view, bigger fashion. It's our health that really matters. The game, yes, it's a great game to play. We get to go out of town, have great things. We get to experience different types of life. But our health comes first. I do not want to catch COVID and give it to my family, or don't want my fellow tennis players to also get COVID, And we just have to take great precautions with that. But if we can't, then it's unfortunate that we can't play, but it's out of our hands. We have to do what's best for our health, and we have to look at it in a positive light more than a negative, because negative will just bring ourselves more down. We have to look at it that we have to keep ourselves safe and our families.
And why is it important to you?
Tennis is something that's very important to me because my family's been doing it, all the people that I look up to, family-wise, my cousin, my sister, my sister went to D3 tennis school, and, I look up to that. I want to be good in tennis. I want to show that I can be great as well, and that's why, I'm just so attached to tennis, there's no other sport that's really pushed me as much as this sport. I go out of town to try to train, get better. I waste money on this sport. It's a very expensive sport. Not everyone can do it, but I really want to be my best at it. And I want to prove something, and a lot of people doubt me. They're like, oh, he's a freshman, or he was a sophomore. He can't be good at all, but I want to show them that I can win these matches, and I can put the team on my back and actually do something with my tennis skill.
All right, Rocky, that was a very inspirational answer. Now, moving on to the final question. Do you feel safe enough to play and practice under these conditions? You got to keep in mind that we are a low-contact sport.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you look at every other sport, like football, like they're so close to each other. They're like basically like in arm's reach every play. Tennis, I mean, the most contact that I've gotten in it is when I'm giving the balls to someone, or like when we're talking about a point up close at the net. Like, we're always away from each other. There's a really good distance, and that's why I feel happy playing the sport. I'm glad that we're able to, because my health is great, and whenever we get close to each other, our coach makes us, we put on our masks and we put them on. I feel safe, you know, like there's nothing really that I need to be worried about. If everyone does their part, then I feel like we can have a great season and we'll continue to be healthy.
And now for our next athlete. Hi guys, I'm here with cross country senior captain Eileen Martinez.
Hi guys.
These are just a few simple questions that are going to be pertaining to how your mindset has changed as a high school athlete during this pandemic. How would you feel if your season was canceled? Would you feel as if your training and conditioning were for nothing?
I think I would be disappointed, not because our efforts weren't put forth, but because it was a situation completely out of our control. I do believe that if we didn't have a season, we would still continue to run because it is something that we all enjoy and love anyways. And with or without a season, we're always ready to compete. I'm glad that we have a season though, because our hard work and dedication is being shown. And a good factor that does help keep our spirits up is our coaches, who never fail to keep a positive environment.
At high school, I've heard such great things about Coach G. He's very famous and he's very respected. In what ways would you say he differs from the other coaches?
Well, I think all coaches just want to see their students succeed and be the best they could possibly be. What stands out from Coach G is I don't think any other coach would wake up at 5:30 every morning to be there with us, rain or shine. And I know other sports have many coaches who handle different areas in their sports, but Coach G does it all from distance to sprints year-round with no breaks. Although I do think all the coaches are amazing and the high school is very, very lucky to have them all, I'm probably the luckiest to have a committed coach who's been there for me the past couple of years as well.
Okay, one last question before we sign off. If I'm not mistaken, Cross has already competed?
Yes.
All right, why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, it is a very unique experience. Definitely, it's something that I've never experienced before. Although I do believe the team and I have handled this very, very well, considering our circumstances. And I'm very glad to be a part of this season because it is one for the books, definitely.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you. It was a pleasure being here.
Hi guys, I'm Rosemary here. I want to thank everyone who took the time to join and listen to our podcast. I hope I can see you guys for the next episode. Thank you for your time and attention. Bye!